Assalamu alaikum. This is me, Dr. Saifullah, and I welcome you to the lecture number 2 on the financial modeling by using Microsoft Excel. These are introductory videos where I have tried to introduce Microsoft Excel to the individuals who have little understanding about Microsoft Excel. In the lecture 01, I have explained about basics of Microsoft Excel. The link of that video is shown in the upper right corner of your screen, as well as placed in the description of this video. In this lecture, I have tried to introduce you about the formulas and functions that are used in Microsoft Excel. Let's start with basic definition of formula. A formula is an equation designed by a user in Microsoft Excel. When a user types an equation sign in a cell, they are starting to create a formula. This is the first step and the most important step, writing formula in Microsoft Excel. For example, we want to add these numbers. We can use formula to add these numbers. The first formula is, we will press equal to sign, then the type number 7 plus 8 plus 13 plus 15 and type all numbers and press enter. The sum will be computed. The second formula that we can use to calculate the sum of these numbers is to select first cell where 7 is entered, like C3 plus C4 plus C5 and plus C6, like equal to C3 plus C4 plus C5 plus C6 and press enter. The sum will be computed. So in this way we can perform any calculations by using Microsoft Excel, and in Microsoft Excel we can use any mathematical operators. For example, we can add values, we can multiply values, we can divide values, we can or perform any calculations. Let's suppose we have another formula and we want to calculate the average of these numbers, and we know the average of numbers is equal to sum of numbers divided by n. So we can use equal to, start the parenthesis, 7 plus 8 plus 13 plus 15, close the parenthesis, divided by 4 and calculate the average, that is 10.75. Alternatively, we can use equal to sum of numbers divided by 4 and the same average will be computed. Again, this is a formula, and we can perform any statistical calculation by typing a formula in Microsoft Excel. Writing a formula is very easy. We have used two formulas to add these values, but these have some limitations. For example, if we change this number as 9, there will be no change in the first formula. The answer is remain as 43, as we have entered values, so it will not automatically update the values. We have to manually update values to update these things. In the second method, we have provided the reference of the cells, and when we change any value, the reference will be automatically updated and value will be automatically updated. Like as we have entered 9 instead of 8, the sum is changed to 44 from 43, and in the same way the average of the value will be updated if we have provided the reference of second method, like 11 is the average. One other limitation is that, let's suppose we insert another row and type here 6, press enter, nothing will happen as we have provided the specific reference of the cells and Microsoft Excel only pick these cells. If we enter any other row or we can draw any other column, then Microsoft Excel will not automatically update references, so we need to update it manually to include this in the calculations. So that's why we will mostly use Microsoft Excel functions instead of formulas. A function is a predefined calculation in the spreadsheet application. In Microsoft Excel, we normally work with functions. Again, we want to add these numbers and we can use different set of functions. We can use their shortcut keys, we can use their, for example, we want to add these numbers, so we will use equal to sum, start the parenthesis and select the range of cells, close the parenthesis, press enter, the sum will be computed. The other way to compute this sum is to use the shortcut key, and the shortcut key for this is Alt plus, and the sum will be computed, that is 44. The next way is to use the autosum function, and to calculate sum by using autosum function we will press autosum on the toolbar and the sum will be computed. In all these methods the formula is same, the sum function is being used. I know that the sum function will be used. If you don't know that, we can use sum function here. We can find that which function to be used. Here fx is given on the toolbar, that is insert function. We will write here, and on this window we can type add values and press enter. The functions will be appeared, and if we click on any function the explanation will be given. For example, sum, the explanation is add all the numbers in a range of cells. Press OK and provide the range of the cells and press enter. The sum will be computed. In the same way, we want to calculate the average of these numbers, and again we will use insert function to find that which function will be used to calculate the average of these functions. In insert function we will type average, press enter, and the explanation is return the average arithmetic mean of its arguments, which can be number or names, arrays or references that contains numbers. So we will press OK and then click here, click on this window to select the cells and press enter, and the average will be computed. The other way is to use average function directly, AVER. When we write few words of a formula, then the complete name will be appeared. We don't need to type the complete formula here. We will use tab and average will be written, and then we can select the numbers and close the parenthesis and enter. The average will be computed. So in this way we can use any functions. Microsoft Excel has many built-in functions for all areas. There are some financial functions, there are some statistical functions, and we have a variety of functions. Let's suppose we have financial, date and time, math, database, text, logic, and so on. We have a number of functions in Microsoft Excel that are built-in functions and freely available with Microsoft Excel. So you just need to install the Microsoft Excel and all these functions will be easily available to you. In the later videos we will use these functions and perform different calculations, but this was an introductory video about formulas and functions. We can use the mixtures of formulas and functions as well. For example, our requirement is to calculate sum minus 1, and we can again use sum function equal to sum of all values minus 1, and the answer is computed, that is 43. So we have used the mixture of formulas as well as functions. With the function we have computed the sum, and with the formula we have performed minus calculation from this sum. In the same way we can calculate the average by using the formulas and functions equal to sum of values divided by 4. The average will be computed, that is 11. In this case we have again used the combination of formulas as well as functions to calculate the average. In finance we can also use this multiple times. For example, we want to calculate the effective interest rate. We have annual rate, that is 12%, and the compounding frequency is 2, that is semi-annual compounding, and we can calculate the effective interest rate by using EER is equal to 1 plus I divided by n raised to power n minus 1. And in Microsoft Excel we have no functions, no built-in functions that can calculate the effective interest rate, but by using the formulas and functions we can calculate the effective interest rate equal to start the parenthesis 1 plus interest rate divided by 2 and raised to power 2 minus 1, and the effective interest rate will be computed, that is 12.36%. In this way we can design our own functions and perform required calculations in Microsoft Excel. So that's all about the formulas and functions. If you have any questions related to finance or financial modeling, you can contact us. We will try our best to provide you best answers. Thank you. Take care. Allah Hafiz.